Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. That green battery's in the whole bit. Yeah, just finishing up the swap meet load, going through, does this stuff work, doesn't it work, what am I going to do with it, and so forth. And I had a requested video on the power hacksaw. Kind of looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, this thing's plenty dangerous. So where else wouldn't it belong than in the Hoard? I've looked it over pretty good, and I cannot find where this thing was manufactured. I mean, there's a few numbers like that there, and if you kind of look, oh yeah, that's my knee crunching, like right here, it might have said something at some point. Or maybe it's just rust. I don't know. I'm going to have to wire brush it and see what pops out. I'm not quite sure why it's so rusty. I mean, it's really rusty all over the place. Other than I was thinking maybe they were using some oil that had a lot of sulfur in it. If you read right there on the motor, you guys can't see it because I had to twist in all directions to kind of get to it. It says Northern motor on it, so I'm thinking this is a China wonder. I don't know, but I'm thinking it's a China. Yeah, those quite honestly, as I've cleaned them up a little bit, they're looking a lot like Chinese symbols. So let's call this a China power hacksaw. That whole pipe stand and all, I think some do-it-yourselfer put that together. Northern motor, the motor might not have come with it. I did put some oil on some of the places that needed oil, apparently needed oil. Once again, I'm thinking the reason why it's all rusty, they must have used, once again, a high sulfur oil or something like that on it. If you turn it on, we'll see if it cuts its way through and turns itself off. See that it even works. I mean, a good place to watch the cutting is right around here somewhere. So if you underestimate, the thing will punch you in the head, right? Wham! Right in the old head. If you go a little lower, you get it in the head with that and really do some damage. This area here is removing fingers. I'm sure it could be pretty effective on it. About messing with the blade, if the thing turns itself off, I mean, hopefully it doesn't move very quickly, so hopefully you could get out of its way. The guy I got it from had no story with it, because you just look at it, it's such an interesting piece. It's like, oh God, there's got to be a story, but he had no story. He was also the guy with the whole pile of tools in the bins, and for a living, the guy does. He delivers heating oil, but I think he also installs furnaces and all. So it wouldn't surprise me if during one of those installs, he didn't find this in a basement. Or something that somebody was cleaning out and said, oh, by the way, while you're hauling away the furnace, haul away those crappy sockets, and why don't you take that also? And that if I had to guess, he had no attachment to it. He had no money invested. He initially asked $30 for it. I ended up giving him $20. And by the way, this thing sat there for a while. There was nobody in a big hurry to buy it. I guess nobody saw its potential. I have not looked into getting blades for it, and you know, some of you might even be able to suggest a place. You just look at it, there's really not a lot that could go wrong with it, right? I mean, the casting is the casting. It doesn't look like it's about to fall apart. This on and off switch looks for like something from the Frankenstein movies from yesteryear. But it works, so I guess one shouldn't pick on it too much. It's interesting. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. One of my buddies, Mike, said that if I don't want it, he would take it. He's got a bigger one. I guess they can sit side by side. I'm debating that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. I actually want to get into more fabrication work, and for some of you people who have commented, you know, I've been collecting stuff forever and ever and ever, and it would actually be cool if I started building more things with it, like this the steering wheel, which basically you turn the steering wheel and it moves this piece way in and out. I don't think it turns it, though it might. Nah, I think it slides this thing in and out to turn a boat motor. Whether it turns it or yeah, I think it's an in and out for the boat motor. Something like this could be really, really cool on a cart where you're facing forward, but the wheel, and you have the drive chain in front of you, but you're sitting on a single wheel or a pair of wheels, and you use the cable to steer those wheels behind you. So I mean, that's why I picked this up. I mean, you could see he was asking 20. I gave him 15 for it, just for something to add to the hoard. So cut metal up to build a cart, come up with the steering with that, and once again, something, you try to put something interesting together. You know, other silly little things like from the estate sale, you know, or estate pickings. You know, I got these tires. They would be a natural to add to something like that. Also, some of these things I pick up, and not that at this point I'm giving them away, but I also pick them up, like a siren. You know, that siren I picked up. You guys that watch me regularly saw it when I talked about all the crap I picked up days ago. Something like that is always interesting to trade. You know, I'll frequently find myself bartering on something, like one of these, right? I'm bartering on it with one of my YouTube buddies, and they'll say, well, tell you what, if you throw in the siren, we got the deal. You know, so now I throw the siren in, right, and the deal goes through. Or if not, as my kids go through my crap, hopefully 50 years from now, when I'm 110 years old, and I finally have to downsize, my kids will discover it and think it's really cool. But by that time, they probably won't know what a siren is, or my grandkids or great-grandkids won't know what a siren is. They'll have to look it up on their cell phone and and push a button to see what it sounds like. They won't even know that you could get such a sound from a motor spinning, specially shaped blades in a resonant chamber to make air resonate in there to get a sound like that, right? They won't even know that's really what a siren is, or where it came from, whether it's air raids or fire trucks. Anyway, folks, I really want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and if you own one of these saws and it's running, don't get too close. It will punch you right in the head or right in the face. Take care now, folks. Bye.